Greetings and welcome to another Diablo 4 video. Today I want to talk about the super rare uniques that are out there, and they have been confirmed by Blizzard on this tweet right here from Adam Jackson. He is lead class designer for Diablo 4 at Blizzard Entertainment, and he posted the following: "Hello, I want to clear up some details on the rarest unique items in Diablo 4. First, they can drop from level 85 plus enemies. Second, you get them anywhere you can get a regular unique, and they always drop at 820 item power. Third, we currently have 6 of them in the game. And fourth, they're really rare." So there's the confirmation, and now we also know how to get them. You cannot specifically target farm them, at least right now, not that we know of. What is interesting is 85 plus. That might be one of the. That might be why we haven't seen many of them in the wild. I think there are like 3 pictures out there, like 2 Harlequins Crests and maybe a Doombringer was found, but well, we don't know if these are even real pictures. I guess there are a couple of thousands or some players that already have like 85 plus or even level 100, of course. But I feel like the majority of players is still like around level 70 to 80, especially since the grind gets a little bit stale and tedious after that, and you don't really get big upgrades. So let's go into the items then. We have the Doombringer, the unique sword, which has a special lucky hit here, up to a 20% chance to deal shadow damage, a lot of shadow damage, surrounding enemies and reduce their damage done by 20% for 5 seconds. So pretty cool. Doombringer has also been in Diablo 2, of course. It gave a lot of max life. You have here also up to 26% max life, and also a lucky hit chance to heal your life, as well as plus damage and plus core skill damage. So this is pretty nice, and it's a one-hander with a lot of damage. And on the other hand, we have the Grandfather, also like pretty iconic to the game. It's a two-handed sword, and it has a massive plus maximum life, plus damage, and all stats, as well as ignores durability loss, which I haven't really seen on anything else. So this might be unique to this sword. And a big fat increase to critical strike damage by 60 to 100%, which is marked with an X, which means multiplicative. So if you have, for example, 400% critical strike damage before Grandfather, and then you use Grandfather, and this has 100%, and you will do 800% critical strike damage. So this is insanely strong, and that's why probably it only has like 3 stats aside from ignores durability loss, because this is already very, very strong and therefore very, very rare. It also says here the other properties on this weapon can roll higher than normal, which is also interesting. And you can see we have on the Doombringer, the damage affix is 10.5 till 17.5%. Of course, it's a one-hander, but Grandfather can go up to a massive 56%. You would like think it's maybe double these values because of it's a two-hander, but it's even higher than that, and as well for the max life and all stats, I would assume. So next up we have Ring of Starless Skies, which has lucky hit chance, critical strike damage, and core skill damage. So there we can also see like what are stats that you want to go after. I mean, not every one of these stats is good for your build probably, but these are one of the bigger chase affixes that you want, like crit chance, critical strike damage, core skill damage if you're using a core skill, which like most of builds do, lucky hit chance if you're using lucky hit attributes or affixes that give you some bonus. But if they don't, then of course you can go with something else. Some go with also like max life in the ring. But of course, unique rings, you cannot change what is on them. Only the stat ranges can change here. And the very unique aspect here is each consecutive core skill cast reduce the resources cost of your next core skill by 8 to 12%, up to a maximum of 40%, which is pretty nice if you, I mean, most builds, I guess, would spam core skills, so you can spam even more core skills. So that's great. I don't know how this works with like Whirlwind or stuff, because Whirlwind you only cast it once and then you just spin to win. But yeah, for everything else, or for most else, it's very great. And then there is Visage, which has all stats, attack speed, life steal, which is and poison resistance, which also resembles the Diablo 2 item, which has similar things. I don't think it has all stats, only plus strength as far as I recall, but it had attack speed and life steal and poison resistance, and it had minus fire resistance on the Diablo 2 item, which was pretty interesting. It's missing here, which I think is a bit boring. Like they are sticking to these, oh, you have 4 affixes and then a legendary aspect thing. Like it's cool, but like these affixes are just normal affixes, and they're like fixed on this, which is okay. And they're fixed on a unique, but they're not like super exciting, and you have to have like a good mix, which also is good for your build. If you only have the legendary aspect, that's good for your build, but the affixes are not, that it kind of feels weird, and that's okay, but we need way more uniques to like resemble more builds or to help more builds out. But some interesting mechanics is like when you get something strong, but you also have to pay for it. Like for example, in Diablo 2, and Endeavor's Visage gives you a lot of good stats, but it also reduces your fire resistance because Endeavor is susceptible to fire damage, so there's a bit of flavor there. Anyways, we have here a lucky hit with up to a 15 to 20% chance to trigger a poison nova that applies 10,077 poison damage over 5 seconds to enemies in the area. So it seems pretty neat. Probably a cool effect. And that's there's Visage. And then the last two are Harlequins Crest, which is super powerful. This is like a universal item for, I would guess, any build out there. Maybe aside from Druid with Tempest Roar, but this is just insanely good. Max life, cooldown reduction, resource generation, all stats. Damage reduction, like flat 20% less damage or up to 20% less damage is great. And +4 ranks to all skills. Like everything that you're using, even the things that you're not using, will have +4 ranks, which is huge. This is insane. And last up, we have Melted Heart of Silic, which has all stats, core skill damage, damage while healthy, and resource generation. So pretty okay. Amulets tend to have like cooldown reduction, which you want to go after, and this one has not. So need to see if this is good enough for your build. So you can fit that in. You also get 30% max resource, and in addition, when taking damage, you drain resource for every 1% life you would have lost instead. So you use your resource as a life pool. It's like similar to energy shield of the sorcerers in Diablo 2, which is kind of cool. But putting it on a very, very rare unique, maybe I'm not seeing the power of this. I think, yes, it is powerful, but it hasn't even been seen so far, not posted by anyone out in the wild. So it's pretty much very gated behind this rarity, which I don't know if it's, with its power, if that is really what they should go for. I mean, Harlequins Crest is so super powerful that you will not change this item ever if you find it, probably, aside from better stats. And I don't like these high variances here. I mean, it's 4.5 to 10% cooldown reduction is high variance for that rare of an item. I always didn't like that. I mean, there were rune words also in Diablo 2, which had like very, very rare runes in it, but still had a lot of variation on the roll. And if you have a low roll, you feel bad. And you don't want to feel bad when you find such an item with such a high rarity, which you maybe only find once in 3 months, which kind of seems to be the case right now. I don't know. The game hasn't been out for that long, but I mean, Shaco, like the Harlequin Crest in Diablo 2, you found it hardly at first, but then if you have one and you want more and more, and the value depreciated because you could also trade it. But here, I mean, you find it once and then you're done, and then that's probably why it's so super rare. But yeah, here you go, and that's what you need to know about these super rare uniques. So if you want them to drop, you have to at least fight level 85 plus enemies, which means you get either to level 85 yourself, or you use like high enough Nightmare Dungeon sigils if you can already beat 85 plus enemies to get a chance, to even get a chance on these items. But again, not many have been reported out in the wild. We know of like 2 or 3 in the community, but yeah, there we go. Maybe this depends on how they drop right now. Here it says they always have 820 item power, but does that mean that the base item that drops has to have 820 item power and then it rolls for unique? Or does the base item roll for unique, rare, whatever have you, magic, normal, and then based on that roll, it will get the item power? So I'm not sure how this works here, but that's the information we have so far. So I want to just quickly update you. Maybe it's of interest of you. If you like this kind of content, consider liking and subscribing so there will be more in the future. Thanks so much for watching and have a good day. Good luck, have fun, and goodbye.